Okay, hello. This is Damien and Richard from Incendiary Magazine. This is the Haldern Pop Festival 2008, and this, I suppose, is our podcast of day one, which was actually yesterday.
And a bit of today as well.
Yeah.
A bit. Time-wise.
Slightly. Okay, so
what did we do yesterday?
Torrential downpours and a few liquid helpings.
I had a problem setting up the tent.
Yes. I think the first band was supposed to be Noah and the Whale, but they cancelled.
They cancelled
and were replaced with Zim or Kim.
We got Hamburg's Finn.
Hamburg's Finn.
A four-piece band from Hamburg, and
they were very squeaky.
They were. This is now the age of serious, studious rock, and I think they happen to be very much in that vein. They can sing in a very clear, rich voice, very nice, but it went along in that manner. The highlight for me was seeing the Jarvis Cocker lookalike on drums, who had blue paint underneath his specs, and that was fun.
Yeah, especially when you couldn't hear him play.
The fact that you could only hear one person in the band play, I think that said a great deal about the lead singer.
Yeah, it was obviously like the lead singer went over, everyone must hear me, and then wiped the whole band out completely.
Yeah.
The rest of them stood there going, we're just ornamental.
Jarvis Mark II was a star. So we dug it to a certain degree. The second guy up, all I remember about him
last thing about them, fair play to them, they stood in, they did
the thing.
They were okay for about 4 songs, but by 6 I had had enough.
And doing covers of Moon River, and I Just Called Sail of It. No, not on.
Yeah, then we
had a heinous crime.
Someone apparently called Norman Palm,
who had a plaid shirt on and had an acoustic guitar, and further than that I can't really tell you much about him.
No, it was so unmemorable that I can't even remember him.
No, it was bad. It was bad. Well, what did we do then?
Yeah, then we had the absolutely fantastically marvellous Fleet Foxes.
We like Fleet Foxes,
absolutely superb. I think. Really nice harmonies, really strong live performance.
They do harmonies very well. I think that's the thing with them. They have a certain sound, and they know what works within their sound, and they stick to that. So but I enjoyed it. Yeah, they were good.
They were brilliant. Then we had Yesair, who I personally didn't think were these, but they were good. But to be honest, with me, there was too much of we want to sound like all of our favourite bands, and I couldn't get away.
It's that studious rock thing again. I think there's too much study in rock at present. There doesn't seem to be enough balls. There's too much brains, if you will. But the thing is, they've got a great sound. The album's great. I sometimes think that they're live. I don't know. I think they hide behind their instruments a bit too much. I would like to see a bit more thrashing around on stage and a bit more personality on stage. But I think they look
happy to be out.
They funked their fan well enough, I think. Okay, Max just destroyed a tree, by the way.
Now, as we move on
Green
to the
people,
we've put you lower so we can look down on you. Yeah, condescend you. Then we had the Foals, who I'll let you start.
I like Foals. I saw Foals in a small place, quite a while ago, and I think they've got a sound, they've got energy, they've certainly got a direction. I think that they're at a crossroads where they could be nothing or they could be astonishing, because they really have a fantastic set at present. Whether it's going to actually open up into being anything, more than the sum of its parts, shall we say, is open to question. But I will say that they were fantastic last night in setting up for Flaming Lips. They really they set the audience up ready, and I think they have a certain beat and they have a certain dynamic about them that really gets people excited. I think it's just a case of, can they marry that to a much more open and more encompassing worldview, if you will. And then I think that they might be onto something. They're on the crossroads, like Blondin on his tightrope, History fans, I think. And then it was Ellipse.
No, they were good. I really like they're basically a bunch of guys got on stage, all faced inwards, and then just went for it. And like you said, there's no hook there.
No.
There's nothing to make you jump up and down and go, fucking hell, that's just the greatest thing I've heard. But
they do draw you in,
they
don't
are superb at what they do.
They do draw you in.
I thought they were.
Sure.
I really thought they were excellent, but without being able to say, "Oh, you should go and listen to that song." I couldn't direct anybody to say, "Go and listen to that song."
It's the tunes, kids.
Brilliant. They need
tunes.
A little hook, and then I must admit here, my total just journalistic kind of integrity went out of the window, and I became a Teletubby. and
blue felt
spent
one.
the next couple of hours dancing at the side of the stage with a spotlight in my hand.
He was a blue felt Teletubby along with other members of our team, so I was very proud of him.
So I cannot be objective about it whatsoever. I can say this, that because of where I was standing, all I could hear was Stephen from the Flaming Lips play, and that guy is amazing. But as for what the whole gig sounded like, I don't actually have a clue. But it looked very good from where I was, because everybody in the crowd was grinning from ear to ear.
Well, he did the hamster ball thing. He did.
It was.
The thing is, the Flaming Lips are one of the few bands who can get away with schlock.